Hi everyone, and welcome to this second video in our series that thinks about this term high performance in a sporting context, which seems to be bandied around all the time, and challenges what high performance might really mean for coaches, for athletes, and for people that run these sporting structures that athletes and coaches play within. So whether that be clubs or whether it be high performance pathways and environments within national governing body sport. Now, if you follow sport like me and you're passionate about it, you will be all too aware of the multitude of examples of athletes who speak about poor mental health as a result of being within sport. Now, whether that be depression or anxiety or issues around eating disorders and body image, or even examples of suicide within sport. What we see is that these athletes and coaches who, remember, got into sport because it was the thing they loved most in the world, have, by doing that sport and by being part of these programs, had significant impacts, negative impacts to their mental health. But one question is, are these impacts particularly overt within sport? Are they different to normal population of people of that age and stage? And there is research out of Holland that has looked into that. And what it found is that elite athletes are 2 to 2.5 times more likely to suffer severe depression or high levels of psychological stress as a result of being in their sport. So what is broken about our systems that mean that people who got into something because they loved it so much are then 2 to 2.5 times more likely to suffer severe depression as a result of doing that thing? It must be something, because sport in itself is good. It's great. It's what we choose to do when we're kids. And yet something about the systems don't work. And maybe part of it is because sport is a show. We see the physical. So when we watch that show, we see the physical. So what do? We coach the physical. What do we not do? Well, maybe we don't spend enough time coaching and supporting that psychological side. And the reason often that psychological side breaks down is not directly because of what's going on here. It's because of what's going on here. So as coaches, as athletes, as people that run these sporting environments, we need to think not just about the physical and not just about the psychological. We also need to think, where are these athletes and coaches' identity, character, values and purpose? What are they wrapped up in? Because it's when those things get broken that the psychological cracks start to appear. And it's when those cracks start to appear that physical performance also suffers. So my point here is, remember, we are this holistic being. We are not just physical. And so as athletes and as coaches, we need to pay attention to these other areas and make sure that they are healthy and they are thriving, and that particularly for coaches, we have strategies to help our athletes cope with the pressures of sport, so that things like the joy that they had when they first got into sport are maintained. Over the next few videos, we're going to look into the individual aspects of those even more, and you'll be able to find links in the description so that you can find out more about these areas so that you can flourish and thrive doing the thing you love. See you soon.